Hello, how do I draw an uptrend line on a stock chart? Let's take an example. Today we are going to analyze RJF as today, February 16, 2026, and we are on maximum daily chart, and I'm going to put RJF. So having RJF here to draw the uptrend line, I'm going to go to maximum monthly chart because my swing trading strategy is long uptrend line swing trading strategy. I like to come to the maximum monthly chart so that I can see multiple years chart pattern in front of me. We have the dates on the x-axis from the past to the present, and we have the price on the y-axis from 0 up. I'm going to delete those lines, and then together we can trace them. So having the chart like this, I will try to see where I can start, and I can start from somewhere there as well, or I can start from somewhere here. But pretty much I'm trying to connect the higher lows, the obvious higher lows at the bottom of the chart using long uptrend and swing trading strategy, which consists of buying the stocks at the valley and selling it at the peak of the mountain. I want to see the valley. So therefore, again, I'm insisting on the long uptrend line because I'm tracing those valley line. So we have that one. I'm going to go with this one. When I go with this one, it's going to go across this like this. Pretty much by tracing those uptrend line, I'm trying to connect the obvious V, the bottom of the V, the obvious one that I can see that are close together, because to trace a straight line you need at least 2 points. That is a math lesson to trace a straight line. So therefore I want 2 point minimum to trace that line. If I go this way, it's going to go through it quite a bit. So therefore the closest two V's the bottom of the V that I can work with is this one, what I'm starting with, and this one. If I wanted to start from here and I connect it with this one, it's going to go across this one. I will continue doing it, and in fact I will keep this one. So that is a possible. So that just means this year it dip more, and then I can come here and see it's around 2008. That will make sense. But then around 2020 it dip again, but touch base with it. So we will continue tracing. So I will come to, so knowing that this is kind of quite a bit of dip here compared to the past, I may not necessarily work with it. But I will try by going through there. This will be the next point that I will connect it to. By doing that, I'll go across 2020, and I'm going to assume maybe because of that crisis, it dipped more that year. So now unusual pattern for it, but a pattern nonetheless on the issue of this chart. So I'm connecting this. I'm seeing this obvious V that I will trying to connect with. It went across this. I'll check the year. It was in a unique one, so I will make an excuse and go across it, because if I go down here, I'm going to miss those points, and then it's going to be close to this. So I'm going to go assuming, that's just an assumption, does not mean it's a true fact, but assuming that it was in a unique year, was because of it was in the uniqueness of 2020 will be the reason why it dipped lower, and it's now the norm. I'm going to accept going across it, so it touch base with those points, because again, starting with those 2 points, I'm trying to see if there is other point that it can touch base with, and those are the uptrend line that I'm tracing knowing that it's not just a standing straight line, but it's an area, but I'm representing it with a turning line. So if it's now come across it, if it's not touching the bottom of the V well, or is going into it, I'm fine with it. But I'll try to just touch it, not to go into it if I can help it. So by trying to touch the bottom of this one, it went in a little bit. So I will either trying to stay right at the bottom of this, then it won't touch this one, I will try to get closer to this, and it will go a little bit across this one. And since this is more in the present than this one, I will go with this route. So now, looking at all those three as uptrend lines, because its uptrend line is oblique, upward oblique, I'm looking for higher lows. This low is higher than this one. And this low is higher than this one, is higher than this one. Connecting them, I will have an uptrend line. So that is how I draw my uptrend line, passing by the valley of the mountain. When I'm using long uptrend line swing trading strategy, that is what I'm looking for. So now that I have those three, I'll ask myself, which one is the possible valley line? And I will color code those. So I think this is a possible valley line. But because it touched this in unusual year, I will, and even this one in the past, I will say this is the secondary valley line as well. Then I'll try to see how many years I'm seeing here. That is a lot of years. So this is a long valley line that I can find reliable since it touched base with it over the years. I will color code it to be the line that I'm going to pick to buy at next time it comes down to it. But I will say to myself that there is a possibility it might come down to this line as well, and color code both. And that is what I'll do on a maximum monthly chart. Pretty much trying to connect the higher lows from the past going toward the present. And we can continue tracing, but it will not necessarily be a valley line. And from here, we can trace it connecting those. It's going to be the support line of the mountain is climbing. We are going to go to maximum daily chart. On a maximum daily chart, I will see my line that I'm targeting. And if I need to make adjustment because it's not close enough to the bar that I try to connect it to, I can make adjustment here. But it's close enough. So looking at maximum daily chart, is RJF a time to buy? Now, I won't be buying RJF around now because again, based on my strategy, I like to buy at this valley line, and right now the price is close to all times highest price than it is close to the valley. So therefore, it's not the time for me to buy. While we are here, we can trace this uptrend line to see what it's doing. So it seems to be climbing a chain of mountain here, or climbing the mountain here, and resting times to times on this support line. This support line is 1, 2, 3 years, almost 3 years long, but does not look like it's going to be the valley line. So therefore, it's just supporting the upside wall of the mountain. When you have a mountain like this, taking this alone is the valley, the peak, the valley. If I trace this, for instance, is the upside wall of the mountain. This wall is supporting the mountain. The upside wall obviously does not collapse on its own, and this downtrend line is supporting the descent from the mountain as well, so that it can stand up and be a mountain. It's just my way of explaining it. So therefore, this line could well be a supporting line for the mountain is climbing. Using looking on the daily chart may not be obvious because we have so many touch points that you might think it is the valley line, but when we come to maximum monthly chart, it looks quite steep, in my opinion, that I would think this may not be the new valley line. This is more a stable one to be a valley line. So therefore, there is a chance it's going to come down here. But it's just those things that you don't know for sure. Does that make sense? So, and it can continue resting on this going forward for a while. And sometimes I'll try to count the year between the previous cycle to see if I can see some repetition. So it has been on this climbing for almost 3 years or so. So we are just going to keep observing it, but I don't feel like buying it around that uptrend line. I feel like it's going to rest there and continue going up. But again, and if it's done, it's going to pull back. So therefore, I don't want to buy it too higher, you know, and then when it's done with that mountain and start going down, I'll get stuck at the top of the mountain. So therefore, I just prefer to wait. So that is how I draw my uptrend lines and use them to make my buying decision. I trace the uptrend line passing by the higher lows. This low is higher than this one, which is higher than this one, which is higher than this one. Connecting them, and I'll have an uptrend line. And that's what makes me think the line is uptrending, because the higher lows close to the present are higher than the past one, making it an uptrend line, uptrending line. RJF is not the time for me to buy yet. It's neither on this line, it's neither on this one that I'm targeting. So thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all your comments. And we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, close of Liberman Consulting L.L.C. YouTube channel and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and you surely will get there. Or you'll surely get there. So thank you so much for your time. For more videos in this series, will you please check the playlist in the description of this video, how to start swing trading step by step using long uptrend line. And we do have other swing trading related playlists as well. Thank you. Happy swing trading.